Hello and welcome to the weekly football debate programme with myself and Jimmy Wagg.
Yep, I'm very delighted to be joined around the table today by Ollie to his friends, Wilson, who's a BBC sports journalist and co-presenter of Red Wednesday on BBC Radio Manchester, and an old pal of mine from the Sunday Mirror, very eminent football writer, Simon Mullock. Right, chaps, let's start with Manchester City. And I know, Ollie, that you have a slightly red persuasion, so you can...
That's right, but you're a City supporter, aren't you? And I asked you that before the show started to see which way it was going to balance, but you said you remain neutral, so let's see how that goes.
There's a possibility I could have lied, do you realise that?
Yeah.
No, but from a City perspective...
Yeah.
I'm quite pleased with the way that Mancini has started his reign at City. From a Red perspective, how would you assess it so far?
Well, number one, I'd say I was upset about the way Hughes was treated. I was upset to see him go so soon. I wanted to see him stay there for a little longer. But on the plus side, I really like Mancini. I think he's got a really good character. He's already made a few jibes to us Reds, which I like. Let's get that going. I think, what is it, 6 goals and no goals conceded so far, which is pretty good. So, yeah, you know, let's see how he goes. I think I'm welcome to Manchester, Mancini. I think he's a great addition to the football game here in the city.
Now, he's also nailed his colours to the mast, Simon, by making his first signing. And I think it's fair to say, and I'll ask Ian his view on this as well, Patrick Vieira... 5 years ago, every City fan in the world would have been jumping at the prospect. But at 33, how did you respond to that?
Well, I mean, 5 or 6 years ago, Sir Alex Ferguson wanted him when United were really at the peak. That says it all for me. I just think he's maybe just a little bit too old now, certainly for the Premier League, where it's a very physical competition, much more physical than it is in Italy. I've seen him play a few times in the Champions League. I've seen it twice against Liverpool a couple of years ago, and then against United last year, and it didn't look like the Patrick Vieira that was so dominant for Arsenal for so many years.
It's definitely a different player. It's a player in decline, and I think he's 33. I think he's too
Why
old.
buy him then?
Well, we were just saying before the show, I think it is a status signing. I don't think it's a football signing. There's no footballing reason for it. The midfield at City is already really strong and it does not need bolstering.
Could it be a leader, though? You know, it's something that they've talked about. They've perhaps been lacking this leader, and obviously Vieira's led Arsenal, he's led France.
Perhaps a bit of experience in the team. Perhaps a bit of experience in the team, but... I think the team are already, especially in the midfield, are already well away, and they don't need that. If anybody needs that, United needs that, because we've got loads of kids who need a bit of experience. I don't think City really need that at the moment. And I just don't think there's no footballing reason for it, and I think it is a status signing. I think it's the owners of the club who've got a lot of money and want to say, yeah, we've got Vieira on the side, and if we can sign such great names like Vieira, why not come to our club, Fernando Torres, or other such players that they're trying to sign?
I just think maybe you're right when you say that they need a leader, though. They have got a lot of experienced players, City, but they've not got a lot of players who've actually won things. Tevez won everything with United, but he's a kind of a one-off, really, at City. Vieira's won absolutely everything. He's got a wealth of experience, World Cups, Champions League. Maybe it's just to pass that experience on to the younger players who are coming through.
So, Ian, status signing, or is there a more practical application for the Vieira talent?
Well, there could be, and also, you know, it's something we're touching on. It's a winning mentality. It's something that Mark Hughes talked about when he was there, and it's obviously something that Mancini will want to sort of put across as well. And you've got players like Vieira who've been there and done that, then that can only pass on to the other players in the squad, which obviously some of the players in the squad haven't won as many trophies in their careers. So in that sort of respect, then, you know, it can only be a good thing for City, really.
But already he was meant to be making his debut tonight, and I think he has confirmed that he's not playing this evening for a calf niggle. Calf niggle from what? Sitting on a plane, getting over to Manchester. I mean, is that the
Ollie, you're not old enough to remember Trevor Francis, are you?
I'll have to admit that one, yeah. But I mean, you know, calf niggle from what? I think perhaps he's shown his age already. And I think, is it 150 grand a week? I think a great retirement package for him.
Very
that
interesting.
Said, he has been talking the talk, hasn't he?
He has been talking the talk, yeah. We've got a clip from him here. We've said that maybe this calf injury could delay his debut, but already many fans are looking forward to him linking horns with Manchester United next week, and Vieira will have to wait another week for that, but he certainly thinks that City will soon be a trophy-winning force.
It's always been exciting to play against United, but it will be one special game, I will say. but I will not think about it. What is important for me is just to go out and perform and try to help the team to win and to achieve what they deserve. I don't have any doubt about it. I always choose. I've been really lucky to always choose the right team to be successful. And if I choose City, it's because I really believe that something can be achieved in this club, and I really want to be part of it. So hopefully this can happen really soon.
So Patrick Vieira, he might not actually make his debut tonight. Maybe we'll have the team news before the close of the debate show. If we do, you will know. But it's an interesting signing. Simon, even more interesting from my perspective, Mancini arrives, he puts on his City scarf, great PR, and then says, fourth, why not think about winning the title? What was your reaction to that?
I think he was maybe getting a little bit beyond himself. But then you look at the league table and you see the top teams dropping points practically every week, and you think, why not? It's a very open league this year. It's not like other years where one or two teams have really make a big charge and run away with it at the top. It's very tight in there, and if the top teams continue to drop points and Mancini continues to have the positive effect that he's had in the first 3 games, then maybe a surprise could happen.
You're absolutely right there, Simon, because I think it is look at the top teams. Perhaps Man City, if Chelsea were Chelsea, United were United and we were all on form, then perhaps it would be really difficult for Man City to get there. But the way we are dropping points at the moment, then it is open for them, and it is an open season. I think, asked me that question probably a couple of months ago and I would have said, maybe not. But the team's gelled together really well. I think the new players have come in and fitted in really well. That was a concern for me, that you know, they weren't going to fit in. It was a new team and it wasn't going to work, but I think it has. Can they take the title? I don't think so this year, but I think probably next season. I mean, the thing that really has me worried at the moment is these reports that they're going to sign Torres. Torres and Tevez playing for Man City, that sends chills down my spine. I think perhaps with a striking package like that, then next season.
Well, Ian, it's interesting because my gut instinct is it's probably still a little bit too early for City to go for the title. But in terms of this season, it's been so unlike previous Premier League seasons that people are beating teams you don't expect them to beat.
Yeah, and the other side to that is obviously at the start of the season, we were talking about City just even challenging for the top 4, which was seen like maybe more of an unlikely scenario at the start of the year, whereas now that's really looking like a very realistic possibility, especially with the form of Liverpool.
I have to say, Simon, if you'd have asked me in August, I'd have been skipping at the prospect of getting to the Carling Cup final. But now you do tend to stick your head over the parapet and think, look at that league table, maybe, just maybe.
Well, I think the one thing that Mark Hughes did bring to City was he made them very difficult to beat. They've only lost 2 games all season. If he could have just turned a couple of those draws into wins, they'd be right up there and really challenging. And, you know, if they were maybe 2 or 3 points behind, maybe the owners would have had a real go for somebody like Torres in January. I don't think they're at a stage at the moment where they can attract a player like Torres to the club. I think they need to have that Champions League football and, you know, be pushing for trophies all the time. You look at Torres, he came to Liverpool to win trophies. The only trophy he's won at club level is a second division championship medal in Spain. Ever since he's come to Liverpool, he expected to be challenging for Champions League, Premier League, and it's certainly this season, it's just not happened.
So maybe, just maybe, it is a little bit premature in terms of thinking about the league title, but what is up for grabs, definitely, is the Carling Cup. So we'll be talking about the Carling Cup and City's prospect of beating Manchester United to win it in the next part of the debate show. This is Simon Mullock, this is Ollie Wilson, this of course is Ian Irving, I'm Jimmy Wagg, and we'll be back to talk a lot more about Manchester football. We'll see you back here in 2.